Hi, I go by the name of artist NoPaparazzi, and that's NoPaparazzi, NoPaparazzi Art.
All right. How long have you been creating art?
My parents first saw the gift when I was 6 years old. And so I've been drawing since then, intentionally since then. I've always been, I believe, artists within all of us. We all come from the master artist. God is our creator, so we all have art abilities within us. It's just up to each individual to tap in to see what that individual art gift is. And so at an early age, my parents saw that I was gifted and wanted to invest in that gift, and so they put me in art classes as early as when I was 6 years old.
Okay. What message does your art typically convey? Anytime you hear anything, just bring your voice up higher.
Okay. So what message does my art typically convey?
Yeah.
So I look at myself as an artist of several mediums. So per se, like in fashion design and fashion and styling in that nature. I believe in visual expression. It always reflects the individual, and so and I'm definitely a visual artist when it all the way down to culinary and that visual presentation. For me, presentation has always been something that I really enjoy and give a lot of time and consideration to. What was the question?
What message does your art convey?
So the message that my art convey really is about self-expression, and it's really depicting on whatever it is that I'm working on. It's drawing the audience to a specific subject. So my passion is my culture, and my passion is for my people. It's for all people, but it's really for those who are impoverished, don't have all of the resources, they don't have the information provided to them. You know, my heart is just to see everyone up and be blessed. And so when I'm conveying anything through art, it's really to encourage people and to bring light to whatever that specific art is. I look at myself as an artivist. I've always been pro-justice and for people, and for fair and equal rights. And so from having a heart for people and merging that just with being an artist, all of those things come. You see all of that in how you express yourself. And so again, my art is really for to encourage the culture and to allow them to see that their lives matter.
Cool. So, in your journey as an artist, what roadblocks have you faced? Any like traumas that either stemming from trying to get it out there, or traumas that influenced your art?
So there, as an African American woman, unfortunately, I've had many roadblocks. And there's been definitely a trauma that has really put a lot of my work on hold back in 2005. I went through a severe trauma. I was a gunshot victim. I was shot several times. I'm not supposed to be here speaking to you today. And at that time, I was in school full-time for architecture. My passion is to become a black female architect. I'm still working towards that, although there's been a delay. And at the time of the shooting, not only was I a full-time student, but I was working as a full-time financial administrator. And so that trauma literally stopped my life and put my life on hold. And as a result of the trauma, I was diagnosed with severe PTSD. I was diagnosed with severe short and long-term memory loss. I was diagnosed with severe traumatic brain injury, severe asthma. And when I'm saying these things, these are the exact words the doctors were saying. You have severe this, severe that. Everything was on a severe level. And they were amazed at my healing. They were just amazed. And many people, and I know now even more today, that that was a miracle that happened in my life. And it wasn't just for me, but although it stopped my life, it was really for me to gain more insight, gain more character, gain more foundation. So where God was going to project me, I will have better insight, better experience, and better knowledge on how to reach back and help others. And so even though my life has still been stagnant when it comes to my art, and that roadblock, just with the severe PTSD, you know, and the short and long-term memory loss, like those roadblocks personally really do affect your productivity. And I wish back then that there was someone that came along and took my hand and to help me manage those things, but there wasn't. So it's taken me longer to get back around to that foundation of not only to finish as a black woman architect, but my other art mediums that I feel is really a passion for me to share with the world.
Okay. What are your influences?
So for me, again, being an artist of several mediums, I have so many diverse influences, so many diverse. So again, coming from an architectural background, Zaha Hadid, she was a woman in architect, and she was the first woman architect to win the Pulitzer Prize for architects. And so she really, and the design work and the craftsmanship of her work really is just awesome and really inspired me. The craftsmanship of her work is awesome, and it has really inspired me since coming into knowledge of her back in around 2010. And so it was a hope to meet her one day, but she passed away, unfortunately. But her work and her spirit continues to inspire me as a female architect and a woman of color. Then there's other designers like in the fashion world that inspire me, from Balmain and from Marc Jacobs and from Tom Ford, different American artists and designers that inspire me. Just there's so many, it's too many to name, but the dope craftsmanship. I've always been in the fashion world. I've been studying fashion since I was 10, 11 years old, collecting Elle magazines, Vogue magazines, W magazines. Those were my Bibles growing up, and I would always take all of the pictures out of the magazines and post the things that I aspire to have or the things that I appreciated. And so I've always seen the art behind the fashion. I've always seen the foundation of fashion. And so what inspired me was the creative process the inspiration in creating a fabric, and so those things inspire me. It wasn't just the clothing or something with a price tag. It was really the foundation of it. What was the backstory? What was the creative process like? And so the artist part of the design just really inspired me and drew me to learn about all of the different fashion houses, all of the different creative directors, and all of the different artists that were creating in these spaces. And so that pushed me to want to better my craft in the design world. And so that's fashion. Then there's culinary artists, chefs that inspire me. So I look for inspiration everywhere. Again, God is the master artist. We all have a piece of him in each and every one of us. So I see that, I tap into that. I get so excited when I meet people because I'm assertive that God is dope. So they too are dope. It's just about their individual journey and tapping into that dopeness. And so when I see creativity, I get excited. I see God. When I see anybody producing, on an awesome level, like that continues to inspire me. Even though that the things that have happened in my life have happened and kind of stagnated my dream and what it is that I want to do, I'm still inspired. I still, research and are intentional about learning and growing, as an artist of many mediums.
What pigeonholes have you fallen into, or curators, gallery owners may have tried to push you into? Or have you even experienced that?
So again, my life was put on hold. I haven't had an opportunity and the fortune to be able to network with artists and to meet artists and to even look for opportunities, because again, my gift was dormant for so long. I was trying to survive. I was focused on being a mom. And if there was nothing else that I could do at the time, being a mom was something I put 200% in. So that's where my focus was. But as an African American mother and a woman of color, I have definitely seen the barricades and the resistance, and within from outside people when it comes to the development of gifts and you continue to grow and be your best. And I look at it as a foot on your neck type of thing per se, because they don't want to see you grow, they don't want to see you be your best. And so there's a lot of people in places of power that make these decisions to where they're not going to regard you for several biases and underlying biases. So I've seen that period throughout my whole entire life when it came to trying to express or create or do anything as an individual artist and creative. Any idea I would have, from an authentic original place, people will come along and not fully be able to appreciate and respect it, and before you knew it, they were trying to steal and take your original ideas. And so for me, seeing that continuing to happen, it has brought me to a place in my adulthood to understand that people really need to not only love themselves but be assertive of who they are as individuals and tap into their own gifts. So you don't have to do that, and you don't have to keep a foot on someone else's neck or keep them in a box of what you think they are or aren't. It's really about having courage to not only tap into your own gifts, but the courage to get to know someone else and to not to just project onto them what you think about them. And so my barriers have really dealt a lot with projection and disconnect. People that don't know you, that don't have the guile nor the the courage to get to know you, all of those things create disconnect.
So, what joys have you experienced from creating your art?
My passion at the foundation of everything that I do is to really, my message is always to let people know that that I see them, that they matter. And so that's just the message that I try to convey. I get so excited when I'm styling pieces. I get excited, like for me, again, like fashion is art to me, so I get excited when I see, you know, different runway pieces coming out for the next season. Like those things excite me as a visual fashion artist and designer and stylist. What brings joy to me when creating is that I know that it's coming from a place of genuine love. It's coming from a place of genuineness. And so hoping that someone receives what I'm trying to convey, and knowing that it can touch their heart or change their life in any type of way, I feel is a part of what I was created to do, to just impact and encourage other people and inspire other people to be great.
So, where do you see your art going? Like, what is your focus?
So one day, well, I've always wanted to be a creative director for runway shows. I see myself creating and building the runway sets as an architect. And then I see myself as a creative director, you know, running things. I have a gift of administration, and I have leadership qualities and skills that have really helped me understand, you know, what my strong skills are. And so I see it taking me all around the world, doing murals on buildings, speaking to people as a speaker as well, motivating them, encouraging them, sharing my story, and then allowing them to see my journey and where I've come from and where I am at this present moment. So I just really want to impact and to influence people to be greater than great. That is my goal. That's my mission, to really build people up in who they are in Christ, so they too can have self-confidence and tap into their awesome gifts.
You kind of touched on this towards the end of your answer, but what advice do you have for new artists, for up and coming artists?
For up and coming artists, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself is so important, to know who you are as an individual and believe in yourself. There's going to be so many obstacles, so much noise, so many distractions that come at us in life, and having focus and believing in yourself, I would say, is something that I wish someone would have encouraged me regarding, years ago. As young artists, I would also tell them to don't be afraid to branch out and network and to meet new people and to find spaces, creative spaces with like people around you, because that type of energy encourages you as well, and it pushes you to continue. I will also tell them to always make sure the foundation of everything that you do is rooted in character and integrity when it comes to your business, when it comes to whatever it is that you're creating, because when and if you have a foundation of character and integrity, whatever you produce is going to be awesome. And so I would just encourage them to make sure that those things are at their foundation, and to just have fun, live life, and to have fun with their art.
What can you tell me about Black Art Speak?
Black Art Speaks is an amazing nonprofit organization. It's a group of gifted, awesome, black, talented artists of all types of mediums that encourage and support one another, that inspire one another. I'm so inspired by all of the different individuals that I have come to know more about here in these last 2 years within this group. Black Art Speaks is not only a group of black artists, but we promote black art, not only within our city but across this nation. It's really wanting to bring focus. The group is about really bringing focus to black art and black artists, and making sure that we have the same equal opportunities and benefits, and tapping into jobs, resources that may be out here for artists, grants. And so this nonprofit organization has really been set in place to really help us to grow as individual artists. So not only am I grateful for this union that we have formed, but I'm very humble and appreciative to be around such awesome artists and renowned artists. I'm still tapping in to their greatness, so I'm just very humble to be a part of Black Art Speaks. And I'm grateful to Landis Powell and all of the people that had a vision for this and move forward with it.
Okay, so where can we find your art?
So right now, I've done a lot of photography. I do a lot of styling, and I love to, and I'm so inspired by architecture. So I'm usually posting a lot of things about architecture, fashion, design, culinary, or whatnot. And so I do have a page on Instagram. It's called NoPaparazzi Art. And it's, again, you spell No Paparazzi, the no, and then paparazzi, then art, NoPaparazzi, and then the word art, A-R-T. And then just look forward to some upcoming projects that I'm working on. Give me grace and patience, because I'm coming too.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.